Hi students, this is A. Srinivas, Lecturer in Physics, Vignan Junior College. Welcome to Vignan online classes. We started waves chapter already. We completed one video in waves chapter. In that we introduced the definition of waves and we talked about the classification of waves, different categories of waves. And we continue the waves in this video, and contents that we have to discuss in this video are parameters of progressive waves and relations. A wave propagating in a medium is known as the progressive wave. We have to consider the parameters of progressive wave and relations among those parameters, and various forms of progressive wave equation, and particle velocity and wave velocity relations. While wave is propagating, the vibrating particle has one velocity, propagating wave has another velocity, relation between the particle velocity and wave velocity. Next, energy, power and intensity of wave, then speed of transverse waves in string and their applications. So let us move on to the first content, that is parameters of progressive wave equation. Already in previous video we derived the expression for progressive wave equation along positive x-axis. Suppose a wave is propagating along a positive x-axis, the displacement of vibrating particle of the wave is given by the given equation. Here suppose if wave is propagating like this, let this be the wave propagating, and like this in positive x-axis. In function of x and t, y in function of x and t, displacement of vibrating particle of the wave in function of x and t is given by y is equal to a sin omega t minus kx. Here we know that a is amplitude, omega is angular velocity, k is propagation constant, also known as angular wave number. The angular velocity of travelling wave or progressive wave is 2 pi by t, that is also equal to 2 pi n. This angular velocity depends upon source frequency. The disturbance is caused by the source to produce any wave. Its angular velocity and its frequency is considered here. The angular velocity of progressive wave is 2 pi by capital T, where t is time period, also equal to 2 pi n, where n is frequency. Second one, wave velocity. The wave velocity of wave, when wave is traveling like this, when you consider the wave traveling along a particular direction, here while wave is traveling in this like this in positive x direction as shown here, then velocity of wave is displacement. Here let this be the displacement delta x to propagate the wave in positive x direction. Delta x be the displacement of the wave takes place in time delta t. Then velocity is the rate of displacement of wave, that is delta x divided by delta t. If we consider the time taken is exactly equal to time period, let us consider the time of journey as time period capital T, then displacement is wavelength. During time period, wave completes one oscillation, then it travels a displacement equal to wavelength. So delta x is equal to lambda, time taken is capital T. Lambda by t is a repeated expression for velocity of wave, and 1 by time period, reciprocal of time period is frequency, let it be m, then velocity of wave is also equal to n lambda. So lambda by t, that is equal to n lambda. Lambda is wavelength, n is the frequency. So another relation, the propagation constant k is 2 pi by lambda. Lambda is the wavelength, then propagation constant k is 2 pi by lambda, and it is also equal to the omega by v. Here 2 pi by lambda is written as 2 pi by t whole divided by v by t. Just divide the numerator and denominator with t. Propagation constant is 2 pi by lambda. Divide the numerator and denominator with t. and we get 2 pi by t by lambda by t. 2 pi by t is omega, lambda by t is v. So propagation constant or angular wave number is also equal to ratio of angular velocity to the wave velocity. Angular velocity to the wave velocity is also equal to propagation constant k, and its SI unit radians per meter. 2 pi by lambda radians per meter is the SI unit of k. So next, one more important point is relation between phase difference and path difference. When wave is traveling from one point, let it be A, to another point B, the distance between these 2 points is the path difference delta x. Then phase, that is the angle difference with respect to mean position, the initial position, the 2 points are differ by some angular displacement, that is known as the phase difference delta pi is omega into delta t. Time of journey from A to B is delta t and angular velocity of the wave is omega. Then between the given 2 points A and B, the phase difference is omega into delta t. We know that velocity is equal to displacement by time, or time is equal to displacement by velocity. So delta t is equal to delta x by v. Already we defined that omega by v is equal to k. Ratio of omega to v is k, propagation constant into delta x. So ultimately we find one very important relation, the phase difference between any two instants of time during propagation of wave, phase difference between any two instants of time during propagation of wave delta pi is equal to k into delta x, a very important relation, where delta x is the right hand side one is path difference, k is propagation constant, then phase difference delta pi is equal to k into delta x. So let us move on to the next content of this chapter, that is various forms of progressive wave equation. So with the help of the relations between parameters of the traveling wave, we modify the progressive wave equation into different forms. They are very much useful while solving the numericals especially. So let us consider one basic form, what we have discussed so far. The progressive wave equation is given by y is equal to a sin omega t minus kx. And then here omega is common. Let the omega, so y is equal to a sin, let omega be common from these two terms in sine function. Then omega of t minus k by omega into x. Okay. Then k by omega is equal to v. Already we have the relation for wave velocity. V is also equal to omega by k, or v is the propagation constant is also defined as ratio of angular velocity to the wave velocity. K is equal to omega by v, or omega we replace the ratio omega by v, omega by k as v. In denominator we have omega by k, that is equal to v, or k by omega is equal to 1 by v. From this we write k by omega is equal to 1 by v. Therefore a sin omega of t minus x by v. Next form, here if you take k common from this actual expression, let k be common, a sin k into omega by k into t minus x. Omega by k is equal to v. So a sin k of vt minus x. Here v is the velocity of wave. In this form, when k is common, this is the equation of progressive wave. Next one. So this is the general form, a sin omega t minus kx. Replace omega by 2 pi by capital T. Replace k by 2 pi by lambda. We had the relations that omega 2 pi by t and k 2 pi by lambda. So that a sine 2 pi by capital T into time minus 2 pi by lambda into x. Now 2 pi get common from these two terms, so that we get one more equation. Y is equal to a sine 2 pi of small t by capital T minus x by lambda. T is the time at any instant, x is the position of the travelling wave, capital T is the time period, lambda is the wavelength. In terms of them, a sine 2 pi of small t divided by capital T minus x by lambda. Okay, so let us move on to the next definition. A general form of progressive wave equation. General form of progressive wave equation is y is equal to a sine omega t, okay, minus kx is the wave traveling along positive x-axis. For a wave traveling in negative x-axis, we use plus sign. So this is alteration. Minus sign is there for progressive wave along positive x-axis. We use plus sign for a progressive wave traveling in negative x-axis. Plus or minus pi. If initial phase is 0, then this is the equation. If a wave has initial phase at 0 seconds, then we use plus or minus pi, where pi is the initial phase. Here, pi in this expression, pi is known as the initial phase at 0 seconds, phase at 0 seconds, initial phase. Whereas total angle in the sine function, omega t plus or minus kx plus or minus pi, total angle in sine function is considered to be phase. This is phase. And these are the various forms of progressive wave equation, students. So, according to the given problem, we select the suitable form of progressive wave equation, and so that we find any variable, any parameter that gives the solution for the given problem. So, let us move on to the next topic, that is about particle velocity, wave velocity, and relation between particle velocity and wave velocity. So, while a travelling wave, consider a progressive wave travelling like this in positive x-axis, then displacement of any particle, suppose let this be the x value, at any instant of time t, at position x at time t, the displacement is y, that is given y of x comma t, a sine of omega t minus kx. Here the particle is vibrating to and fro. This particle is vibrating to and fro about its mean position, like this. So the displacement of vibrating particle of the medium, while wave is propagating in positive x direction, the particle, each and every particle of the medium undergoes vibration. The displacement of vibrating particle is y is equal to a sine omega t minus kx. Then particle velocity is the differentiation of displacement with respect to time. So dy by dt is a omega cos of omega t minus kx. And this is particle velocity. Students, remember, this is the particle velocity. Let it be Vp, V suffix p be the particle velocity, which is given by a omega cos of omega t minus kx. Let us consider slope of wave. Here displacement is taken along the y-axis and propagation direction is like this. Then slope of the wave is dy by dx. This is said to be slope of wave, dy by dx. Differentiating this equation with respect to x, it becomes minus ak cos of omega t minus kx. This is slope. Now take the ratio of dy by dt to dy by dx. Take the slope of above two equations, which is velocity of the particle by dy by dx, that is slope of wave, which is equal to, here cos omega t minus kx common, cancel in this ratio, a also get cancelled, and we get this is equal to minus omega by k. Okay, minus omega by k is already defined as wave velocity v. This is wave velocity. On cross multiplying, we get velocity of the particle is equal to, this is minus v into slope. Therefore, the particle velocity is minus of slope dy by dx times wave velocity. This is the relation. Particle velocity is minus of dy by dx, also known as the slope of the wave, into wave velocity. This is the relation. And the next one, here energy, power and intensity of wave. So this is the very important derivation, students. Comes to the wave. In this content, we would like to derive the expression for the main three values of wave: energy, power and intensity. For that, while wave is traveling in positive x direction, the displacement of vibrating particle of the wave is y is equal to a sin omega t minus kx. Then particle velocity is dy by dt, which is a omega cos of omega t minus kx. Then kinetic energy per unit volume. Kinetic energy, actually kinetic energy is half mv square. If m is the mass of the particle which is vibrating, if m is the mass of the vibrating particle, then kinetic energy of vibrating particle is half mv square. Then kinetic energy per unit volume, mass by volume is density, so half rho into Vp square. This is equal to half rho into velocity of the particle square. Here this is velocity of particle, that is a square omega square cos square of omega t minus kx. So this is the kinetic energy per unit volume. Then this is also known as kinetic energy density. We know that the maximum kinetic energy is total energy. This is the instantaneous kinetic energy. Maximum kinetic energy is also equal to total energy. Maximum kinetic energy, the particle achieves the maximum kinetic energy when this cos of omega t minus kx is 1. So cos square omega t minus kx is also equal to 1. Therefore, the energy density of wave, energy density of wave let it be energy by volume. Energy density means energy by volume is equal to maximum kinetic energy. According to law of conservation of energy, maximum kinetic energy is equivalent to energy. So maximum kinetic energy density is equal to energy density. So energy density means energy by volume is maximum kinetic energy density half rho a square omega square into 1, of course. This is energy density. Suppose consider the wave traveling in a region of area of cross section S, and length of the path traveled by the wave is delta x, time taken is delta t. Let us assume a finite cross section, area of S and length delta x. Let the wave is traveling through given cross section area of delta s through a length delta x in the time delta t. Then energy of wave in this region, in this confined region, is U is equal to energy density into volume. On cross multiplying you get U value, that is half rho a square omega square into volume. Volume of the given element is S into delta x. This is volume. Volume is replaced by this area into length, S into delta x. This is energy. This is energy. Above expression is energy density. On cross multiplying you get energy. Energy of the wave is half rho a square omega square S into delta x. Then power of the wave. Power is rate of energy, that is U by delta t. Rate of energy is power, U by delta t. Therefore, half rho a square omega square S into delta x divided by delta t. This is power. So rate of displacement is power. Displacement by time is velocity. So that displacement by time, suppose wave travels delta x displacement in time delta t. This rate of displacement is velocity of wave. So replace delta x by delta t with velocity of wave, so that it becomes half rho a square omega square s into v. V is the velocity of wave. This is the expression for power. Then intensity of wave. This is the very important physical quantity, belongs to the propagation of wave. Intensity means that is energy per unit area per unit time is intensity. For either a transverse waves in strings, or for longitudinal wave, sound wave in a air medium, or even for electromagnetic wave propagating in space. For all either mechanical or non-mechanical electromagnetic waves, we have the same expression of intensity, that is energy per unit area per unit time. So energy by time is power, that is power per unit area is S here. So power per unit area, energy by time is power. So we have power expression here. Power per unit area means half rho a square omega square into wave velocity. So we come to end of this especially intensity expression. Half rho a square omega square into velocity of wave is the intensity of wave. So students, the important expressions of the wave propagation are, first one is energy density of wave, half rho a square omega square. Then energy of wave for given volume, energy density into volume. Then power is the rate of energy, so half rho a square omega square, area through which it is traveling into v is the power into velocity of wave. So energy per unit area per unit time is the very important parameter of wave propagation, and it is given by half rho a square omega square into v, wave velocity. Of course, the angular velocity of the wave is also equal to frequency, 2 pi f is frequency. So in terms of frequency, replace omega square by 4 pi square f square, replace omega square by 4 pi square f square, 4 by 2 is 2, so it is also equal to 2 rho a square into omega square, we have pi square f square into wave velocity. This is the expression for intensity of wave in terms of frequency. So this is about energy, power and intensity of wave. So let us move on to the next content, that is speed of transverse waves in string and their applications. So speed of transverse waves in strings. So let us consider a string. Here if A is the area of cross section of the wire, so let us consider a string. Students, let this be a string. Okay, let this be a string. Consider wave traveling in the string. To allow the wave through the string, we apply some tension in the string. The string is stretched by some external force, so that a tension T is developed in the string. When the string is vibrated, sound wave developed in the wire and it is propagating to the string. Then let this be the small element which is in vibration. Let us consider this the small element which is in vibration. During vibration, it is in form of an arc of a circle. During vibration, the wire appears to be in form of arc of a circle. Let us consider that small element in vibration of a string, and let this element, let this be the element which is in vibration, students, and this element is in under vibration. Let R be the radius of the circle in which it is vibrating. Then tension developed in the string is T. Here students, this is the tension. Here tension developed in the string is T. Let this arrow mark indicates tangential to the length of the string there is a tension. If this is theta, okay, with vertical, it is making this, with vertical, this line is making theta angle. Okay, this theta is represented here. So this becomes 90 minus theta, hence this is theta. Then tension is resolves into two components. Oh, okay, this tension is resolved into T makes theta angle with horizontal T cos theta, then vertically downward component is T sin theta. Here also the tension is here. We resolve the tension into two components. This is T cos theta and this is T sin theta. So net tension towards the center is 2T sin theta. So net force towards the center is 2T sin theta in this expression. Net force towards the center is 2T sin theta. 2T sin theta is the net force towards the center. Net force towards the center is always centripetal force. The expression for centripetal force is mv square by r. So by resolving the tension component, the T sin thetas on either side is acting towards the center and T cos thetas cancels on either side. The net force towards the center on the wire is 2T sin theta. Net force towards the center always considered as the centripetal force. The expression for centripetal force is mv square by r. For very small angle, we consider very small element of vibrating string. For very small element, length is very small, so that angle is also very small, such that sin theta is equal to theta. For small angle of considered element, sin theta is approximately equal to theta. So 2t theta is equal to m mass. If we consider this element of vibrating part is L, linear density is mu. Let us consider this vibrating part of the string has length L and linear density mu. This implies mass is equal to length into linear density. Length into linear density. So replace mass of the vibrating string by length of vibrating string into its linear density into v square. V is the velocity of wave by r. So T into 2 theta is equal to mu L v square whole divided by r. So this is the angle, that is 2 theta. This angle is 2 theta. Angle is equal to arc by radius. This angle is equal to this arc is L. Here we are representing this angle is 2 theta angle. This arc length from here to here, the arc length is L, by radius is r. So 2 theta is angle by radius, so that here we write T into 2 theta is arc L by radius is r is equal to mu L v square whole divided by r. Now L cancels on both sides, r cancels on both sides, so that T is equal to mu v square. V square is equal to T by mu, so that V is equal to square root of T by mu. Hence we comes to the conclusion of this derivation, that is velocity of a transverse wave in a string. If transverse wave is passing through a string, its velocity is given by V is equal to square root of T by mu, where T is the tension developed in the string by external effort, either by stretching the string or by adding some load to one end of the string. By different ways we produce the tension in the string. If T is the tension in the string and mu is linear density, then its velocity is given by V is equal to square root of T by mu. So this is the velocity of transverse wave in strings. Now we move on to the applications of this one. If A is the area of cross section of the wire and Y is the density. So let us consider a vibrating string. Let this be the vibrating string having area of cross section A and rho density. Okay. Actually, if this wire is under tension T by some external arrangement, tension developed in the string is T, then velocity of the wave is equal to square root of T by tension applied or developed in the Y by linear density. So let us come to the linear density modification. Linear density is mass per unit length. Let m be the mass of the given vibrating string, L is its length. Then linear density is mass per unit length. Mass is equal to volume into density, area of cross section, length into density. Mass is volume into density. Area of cross section into length is volume into density becomes mass by L. L get cancelled. So linear density is also equal to A into rho, area of cross section into density. Mu is linear density, mass per unit length. It is also equivalent to area of cross section and density. Then V is equal to square root of T divided by mu is A into rho. Mu A into rho. So this is one modification in the expression of velocity of transverse waves in string. Let us move on to the one more application. If m is the mass suspended to the Y, if mass is suspended in a liquid. So let us consider, let this be a horizontal table. Okay, this is a rigid support and we have a frictionless pulley here and this is the rigid support. A wire, one end of the wire is fixed to the rigid support and it passes over a frictionless pulley. This is the wire passes over a frictionless pulley and between these 2 points wire is fixed. Length of this wire between rigid support end and pulley is L. This is the vibrating length of the string and to produce the tension some load is suspended. Let m be the mass suspended. Then weight of the body mg is acting vertically downwards. Therefore the tension in case A, the tension developed in the wire as shown in the diagram, if the load is suspended in A, then tension developed in the wire is weight of the load, T is equal to mg. Then velocity is given by the formula square root of T by mu is the general formula, that becomes square root of mg. M is the suspended load, mu is the linear density of the given vibrating string. Then V is equal to square root of mg by mu. If the load is kept in liquid, now in case B we are modifying it. Here let rho be the density of the load and we put the load in liquid as shown in the diagram. This load is suspended in liquid. Density of the liquid is sigma. Density of the liquid is sigma. The load is, density of the load is rho. This load is of density rho. Suspended liquid of density sigma. Then tension is net weight m dash g, that is weight minus upward thrust, which is given by mg into 1 minus sigma by rho. In fluid statics, in first year, we know this concept. If any body of mass m with density rho greater than density of liquid is suspended liquid of density sigma, then net weight of the body in that liquid is mg into 1 minus sigma by rho. Therefore, velocity of the sound wave or velocity of transverse wave in the given string is T is equal to mg into 1 minus sigma by rho. If V1 is the velocity in air and V2 is the velocity in liquid, when the suspended body is suspended in the liquid, then we write, and this is V is equal to T by mu, this is the formula, whereas mg by mu, root mg by mu is V1, then V2 is equal to V1 into square root of 1 minus sigma by rho. Like that velocity get modified when suspended load is in liquid, so that tension get modified, so that velocity changes. Let us move on to the another application. If the wire is suspended between two rigid supports, let these two be the rigid supports. Actual length of the wire is L and as usual linear density is mu. This is the freely suspended wire. Let this wire has no tension initially. Here a free length. This wire is suspended at its natural length. Natural length suspended wire without any stretching, doesn't have any tension. Now the tension is 0 at its natural length. Now temperature, let the temperature of the string reduces by delta T. Temperature reduces, falls by delta T for the given wire. Then due to fall of temperature, the length, wire length could contracted, but not happens. Wire length could contracted, but due to the presence of rigid supports, that contraction is not possible, so that it appears to be, it assumed to be extended by same contracted length. It could contracted, but not possible due to the presence of the rigid support. So contracted length is considered to be extended length. Therefore, due to that extension, there is a force developed on the wire, which is tension, that is equivalent to thermal force due to change in temperature. The force acting on the wire is tension developed in the wire, that is thermal force, which is given by Ya alpha delta T, where Y is Young's modulus of the given wire. In given wire has some elasticity, it possesses the Young's modulus Y. A is the area of cross section, alpha is the coefficient of linear expansion of the wire, delta T is the change in temperature of the wire. Then thermal force developed in the wire is given by Ya alpha delta T. Then velocity of the wire is equal to square root of T divided by mu. Okay, so square root of tension is due to fall in temperature, Ya alpha delta T divided by mu, like that. So this is the very important formula. Of course, we may replace this mu by A rho according to the explained application. Already I explained the application such that mu replaced by area of cross section into density, then A get cancelled. Then this formula modifies to another form, Y alpha delta T by rho. This is one more form of velocity in terms of linear density, Ya alpha delta T by mu. So let us move on to the another application, very important application. If thick string is suspended vertically, then time taken to reach from bottom to the top. So this is a very good idea, very good concept in JEE Main. So many times questions were given in JEE Main and advanced examination belongs to this concept. Let this be a wire suspended from a rigid support. Here tension is developed in the wire due to its own weight. Tension is developed due to its own weight. There is no other weights are suspended to the string. Then time taken to reach from bottom to the top. Let us consider an arbitrary point of the wire at a distance x from bottom. Let us consider an arbitrary point of the wire at a distance x from bottom. At this arbitrary point, consider element, this shaded part is of length dx. Consider an element of length dx of the given wire at a distance x from bottom. Then the tension in that element is weight of the wire below this element. The weight of the wire below this element produces tension. So tension of the wire is dm, that is m into g, where m is the mass of the wire below this considered element. That is x into mu. X is the length, this length is x, mass of this length is x mu, length into linear density. This is m into z, this is tension. Then velocity for that part is, velocity for that part is v is equal to square root of t by mu. Velocity for that part. Only at this considered element, velocity is a variable velocity because tension is a variable. Tension is function of x. Tension is function of x as x is changing. Of course, x is 0 at the bottom, x is gradually increasing, x becomes L at the top. So x is continuously changing, increasing, tension is also increasing. Tension is variable, velocity is also variable. So here the y has variable velocity. At position x, the velocity is square root of t by mu, that is equal to square root of x mu z divided by mu, mu get cancelled, root xz is the velocity. Then time taken by the wave to travel from bottom to the top. For only the small interval, time taken is dt. So time taken is equal to, we know that velocity is equal to displacement by time, displacement by time, time is equal to displacement by velocity. So dx by v. This is the time taken to cross the small element, for which velocity is assumed to be constant at v. Then time taken to cross the small element is time taken is equal to displacement by velocity. That is equal to dx by root xg, in which root g is constant, so dx by root g into root x. Root x is variable, g is constant. Then total time taken is integration, integral dt from bottom to the top. We apply appropriate limits to find it. So that is the differentiation of our equation, 1 by root g into integral dx by root x, that is integral dx by x to the power of half. Whereas x is changing from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to L. At the bottom x is 0, at the top x is equal to L. Then time taken to travel from bottom to the top of the wave is integration of this value. We know that dx by x, that is equal to 1 by root g integral x to the power of minus half in numerator into dx under the limits x is equal to L. So x to the power of n, dx means x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. X power half by half. X power half by half means it becomes t is equal to 2 by root g into x power half. Whereas x is changing from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to L. This is equal to upper limit is L power half minus lower limit is 0 to the power of half. That is equal to 2 root L by g. So 2 by root g into root L minus root 0. So it becomes 2 into square root of L by z. The time taken by the wave to travel from bottom to the top. So let us consider a wave traveling in a suspended wire. The wire is suspended from a rigid support having linear density mu and acceleration due to gravity is z. Any sound wave produced at the bottom may reach the top. The total length of the wire is L. Then velocity is variable. From point to point, tension is variable, velocity is variable. So that to find the time taken from bottom to the top by using integration idea, we calculated the time taken, which is equal to 2 square root of L by z. Very, very important concept for JEE main. So students, let us move on to the problems belongs to some progressive wave equation. So let us come to first problem. In this concept today we discussed the parameters of progressive wave equation, relation between different parameters of progressive wave equation, and also the velocity of transverse waves in a string, applications of that velocity expression. Now comes to the problems on progressive wave equation. Equation of a wave is given by y is equal to 2 sine pi of 0.5x into 200t, where x and y are expressed in centimeter and t is in seconds. Wave velocity is, here y is equal to 2 sine, take pi into the bracket, 0.5 pi into x minus 200 pi into t. Okay, take this pi into the bracket, we get 2 sine 0.5 pi x minus 200 pi into t. Compare this equation with y is equal to a sine kx minus omega t. The standard form of progressive wave equation is a sine kx minus omega t. In this comparison, we get k is equal to 0.5 pi and omega is equal to 200 pi. Here the displacement is measured in centimeters. Then what is the wave velocity? Wave velocity V is equal to omega by K. Already we derived the relations in this explanation. Velocity of wave is omega by K. Omega is 200 pi by K is 0.5 pi. Pi get cancelled. 0.5 means 1 by 2. So it is 400. Units are given in CGS system. Centimeters per second is the velocity of wave. So let us move on to the next problem. Equation of progressive wave is given by this one, that is y is equal to 0.2 cos, take pi into the bracket, that is 0.04 pi t plus 0.2 pi x minus pi square by 6, like that we get the equation. The distance is expressed in centimeters. It is also given in CGS system, and time in seconds. What will be the minimum distance between two particles having phase difference? Given phase difference is delta pi. Phase difference delta pi is equal to pi by 2 radians. For this interval points, what is path difference? Delta x is how much? That is the question. So find the minimum distance means we have to calculate path difference, delta x. So relation between phase difference and path difference is delta pi is equal to k into delta x. K into delta x. So delta x is equal to delta pi divided by k. Delta pi is pi by 2. K value. In this comparison, compare the given equation with a cos omega t plus kx plus pi, plus or minus pi. This is the general equation. K is 0.2 pi. In this comparison, we get k 0.2 into pi. Now pi get cancelled. So 1 by 0.4. 1 by 0.4 centimeters. That is equal to 100. So delta pi is pi by 2, and this value is 0.02. Okay, 0.02. Okay. So this is 0.04. So 100 divided by 0.04, that is 4 into 10 power minus 4, or 100 by 4 into 10 power minus 2. 100 by 4 is equal to 25. So once again, delta x is equal to delta pi by k. Delta pi is pi by 2 and k is 0.02 into pi, and pi get cancelled. So 1 by 0.04 in centimeters, here. So that is 0.04 means that is equal to 1 centimeter by 0.04, that is 1 centimeters by 4 into 10 power minus 2, that is equal to 100 by 4, that is 25 centimeters. Okay, let us move on to the next problem. The relation between time and displacement for two particles is given by y1 0.06 sin 2 pi of 0.04 t plus pi 1, y2 0.03 sin 2 pi of 1.04 t plus pi 2. Then ratio of intensities of the waves produced by the variation of two particles. Amplitude in the first wave is A1 is equal to 0.06 units. Amplitude in the second wave is 0.03 units. First case amplitude is 0.06, second case amplitude is 0.03. Then ratio of intensity, we know that intensity is proportional to square of amplitude. Therefore, I1 divided by I2 is equal to A1 divided by A2 whole square, that is 0.06 by 3, that is 6 by 3 whole square, that's value is equal to 4:1. So students, I hope you followed this explanation. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.